Zach Wilson might be a guy. Whole entire team might be worth a lot of money.
Okay, let's talk about Zach Wilson because we haven't really talked about him yet on this show because it is preseason and it's kind of, our show kind of stinks anyways. But Zach Wilson, hey, he's fucking good, dude. I thought now it's preseason, okay? So this is just preseason. Don't want to overreact too much because it is preseason. We have said this a lot throughout the last couple weeks as preseason has happened. Hey, it's just preseason. Zach Wilson, that baby-faced Mormon son of a bitch out there, I thought he was potentially going to get, scared in the big lights. I thought maybe in the men's league he was going to not be able to be as proficient as a thrower that he displayed at his workout, his combine, and the game, everything. I was completely wrong. He's a guy. He flies around. He can make every single throw. Those off-angle throws that he was doing at his workout that everybody was like, oh, way to go, Zach Wilson, or some people were losing their mind for. He's doing that shit in the game. They got a guy out there in New York. Will they be able to protect him? Will they be able to win? The organization has stunk forever. Will they be able to maybe make it worth it? But Zach Wilson, whenever I haven't watched a full game yet. So, like an entire series of him. I've only saw the highlights. He's really, really, really impressive to me. I was very shocked and surprised, actually, how good he has looked thus far. All rookie quarterbacks are going to have a learning curve. We see it with Trevor Lawrence, especially if the offensive line isn't great. Young guys, there's going to be a learning curve. Feels like he's a playmaker, though. Very comfortable, very confident. I'm a big Zach Wilson guy all of a sudden.
I mean, he's very impressive. We talked about his moxie. Remember, leading into the draft, we were talking about how he carries himself and everything about him. You got to have that. You got to have that confidence to be a franchise quarterback in the NFL, and he has the physical tools you can see. But also, didn't old Bob Saleh bring over LaFleur's brother to be the OC there in New York?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, by the way, because there's a lot of similarities. A lot of people have said this. Even Zach Wilson has said that Aaron Rodgers is the guy I look up to. Very similar. Now, Aaron Rodgers has been able to do it for, 18 years at the highest level. He's an MVP, so maybe Zach Wilson will be able to do that. But he does seem to fall into that bucket of Mahomes-Aaron style quarterback. Now, that is the two. I mean, those are two Mount Rushmore quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That is going to be very difficult to achieve. He might be on his way to do so, but here early, it looks like that's the style of player he is. He can extend plays, it looks like. It looks like he can dissect defenses. Looks like he's going to a second, third read. I mean, it looks like they got a guy out there and bringing in LaFleur's brother, who's also from Shanahan, right? Is that Shanahan?
Yeah.
They're from the Shanahan thing. It seems like that's the right move. And that goes back to Orlovsky's point that there are offenses in the NFL that are very efficient by themselves, let alone if the players make the moves with the way rules are. And that's what he was talking about with Bevel. Like, hey, this offense is very much player-oriented. The scheme isn't really opening much up for him. Well, it's only a second preseason game. It's tough to judge all that stuff. But Zach Wilson has been awesome to watch.
Well, and I think maybe this is just for me. I think because the expectations after the draft and the whole thing with, everybody lining up and he just looked kind of weird almost, kind of awkward. Him coming out and being able to make those throws that you're talking about and clearly being a leader and everything you hear from camp is that he's texting everybody on the team, what's going on, trying to figure out the playbook and everything. It seems as though the AFC East has 4 pretty young quarterbacks for the next, 10 years.
What organization will win? What organization will be able to win? I think Josh Allen has already proved that he would win. The Patriots obviously have proved that they can win up there. Will it be Mac Jones that can do it and transition in there? Unless Cam Newton comes back after this 5-day sentence.
Hiatus.
Hey, my dog served him 5 days. I hope he's all right, man. Hope he comes back and better. Maybe he'll be the guy. But whenever you talk about the organization has to also, you know what I mean? And maybe Bob is able to turn that around with Joe Douglas, and maybe the Jets are on their right way. But when you got a quarterback that is electrifying, that helps out, I think, everybody. The fan base, the media, the team, the teammates, the coaches. And it feels like Zach Wilson's guy. 3 overall pick was the big conversation. 1 was known, 3 was the big conversation. Zach is kind of just kind of skated by without much publicity somehow. He was watching his teammates chug beers at Islanders games. He was throwing up gang signs draft night. His mom was on social media. But aside from that, there was zero conversation about him as a football player.
Yeah.
Now we're getting a chance to watch. He's fucking good, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because I didn't really get to watch him much at BYU, and you just, you'll fall back on they don't play anybody, but he looks just so smooth and fluid in the pocket, and I feel like a lot of these, or some of these young guys, like you can tell they get happy feet really quick. Like he was standing. I mean, I watched him in the.
He looks in control, Ty.
He does.
I think he looks very in control. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I got this. This is not my first time out here.
And like
Comfortable.
Pat mentioned, like, and it's not, he's not locking in on one guy. Like he's going through his progressions. He's, looking off safeties with his eyes. Like he's been very, very impressive.
And if him and Aaron had that practice together, which they did, and they're running the same offense basically, if Zach Wilson was smart, which let's assume he is, he'd be asking Aaron like, hey, in this, what do you do? And would Aaron help him, you think?
Absolutely, yeah. They showed like pictures of them talking during practice. I know Aaron even talked about to the media. He's a fan of his game, and he talked to him before the season, I believe, too. So I bet you Aaron gave him some very good advice. Like any questions that Zach Wilson would have, I promise you Aaron will probably give you super long, in-depth answers and tell him why he made this throw, why he does this and does that.
Just for future reference, by the way, if you get a chance to chat with somebody who maybe you could learn from, don't waste it. Like actually fucking do it. And I think that is that's like a life lesson I wish that
And actually bug him. Don't think you're bugging him. I think a lot of people, in the old Steve Jobs thing, like, or Bill Gates, they say like people, when they got so big, people stop asking them things, and they want people to ask them like, hey, how do you do this? Why did people get like scared? And all you got to do is ask. I know Bill Gates has a whole classic story going back to when he was young.
When you get a chance, though, to talk to somebody, like Zach did at training camp, he knew that was going to happen. I hope Zach came with like, all right,
yeah.
I'm not going to read off a list of questions, but if I can get some of these answers, that would be good. And I think that is something I wish I knew earlier in life, because I get a chance to chat with all these like incredibly successful people because I was riding coattails of other incredibly successful people. And I just, was the dancing clown there and like, yeah, good to see you. All right, wouldn't even take a photo. And then I'd leave. And I'd tell them, I just met fucking insert name of human here. Oh, how'd the conversation go? I don't remember. I think I chugged a beer. And then I think we high-fived. Did you get a photo? No, I didn't want to bug him or anything like that. It's like, I wish I would have. And I wish I would have taken that opportunity to ask an actual question and maybe shape my life a little bit as opposed to anything else. Aaron getting a chance to chat with Zach, and Zach appears to have a similar playing style in the same offense. That could be invaluable type lesson there. You know what I mean?